Where is my calendar? Today is Tuesday, July 30th, 2019, and it is a couple of minutes after 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat room. And I'm coming to you live from my dining room tonight, and I'm still trying to eat my dinner because I ran out of time. So Sandra's Beating Heart Treasures was first in the chat room. And there's Shelly Carlson. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Nightbot, as always, and I guess a few other people will be joining us in a little bit. So anyway, tonight we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be doing weaving, and I have my loom next to me here, and I have it set up and ready to thread for my next project, which is going to be a four shaft pattern. It's a pinwheel pattern, and in order to do that on a rigid Heddle loom, you need to have your one Heddle, and then you need to have 3 Heddle rods and lots and lots and lots of string to tie them up. So I'll discuss all that with you when I switch over. I'm using my laptop to stream tonight, so it's going to be a little, the lighting and all of that's going to be a little bit iffy. But I am using a brand new webcam that I'll switch to. And there you go. It's nice and clear. And if I loosen it up a bit, you can see my tomatoes going. There's the top of the tomato trellis is right where the window line is. So they are quickly approaching heights greater than mine. So let me tighten that up again. So let's see who all is here. We've got 5 watching and only 2 in the chat room. Please say hello so I know you're here. And I'll grab a mouthful of my dinner while we wait for a few more people to show up. Okay, so I can show you my first project, which I believe is, I can't show you my very first project because that's over at the studio. This is my second project. This here is a scarf. That's all I've been doing is scarves. Hang on. Here we go. This is called clasp weaving or clasped weft. That's hard to say. And basically I'm using 3 colors. I have 1 color in the center, and I wrap it around the right side thread and then come back through and I wrap it around the left side thread, and you pull them in at different rates and you get this nice random pattern. And it has a mile of fringe because I was waiting for a fringe twister to show up, and that just showed up. It has not been washed yet. And where you do the joins, you get these little nubs, and they feel like braille, and I absolutely love them. See how close I can get so you can see it's going to be a little blurry. I don't know how to zoom in on this. I just took this camera out of the box a few minutes before I posted that I was going live from here. So this was 2. These were seconds, and they're called Socks That Rock, and by Blue Moon, and it's 100% superwash merino, and that is what that white scarf was. And these are seconds and mill ends, so they put the logo on backwards, so you know, so somebody doesn't try and sell it as first rate. But I've had these in my stash for years. Let me show you the colors, because I don't know as to whether or not I'll actually get to them tonight. But here is the dark color and the light color. And I'm really enjoying working with these sock threads. They work really well. And again, I've had them in my stash forever, so it's good to finally use them. And let's see. Okay. So if you are like me and you're, cheap, these things are called shuttles. They are frightfully expensive, disgustingly expensive for what it is. I mean, if you look at it closely, it kind of resembles this here thing. And this here thing is actually a paint stick. And nice, they're longer. They're about 22 inches long. And this one actually has a ruler on it, so you can get your reps per inch, your EPI, so you know how thick your yarn is and what reed to use, what heddle to use, because these holes that are in here, and I'll try and zoom you in. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but these holes and spaces come in different sizes for different size yarns. But anyway, so yeah, I'm cheap. And I looked at them and I said, those are really expensive. So this is a paint stick that I took today, and I actually cut down the end, and I made it into a pickup stick. And you use pickup sticks when you're working patterns in weaving that are maybe of a temporary nature, or you'll use the pickup sticks to help you load up your Heddle rods. And these are Heddle rods. This is a rigid Heddle, this is a Heddle rod. And you use this to pick up different patterns of threads here, so that when you want to weave, you can lift up a shed. And a shed is the space in between the two levels of yarn. So on here there are slots and there are holes. So as I'm doing the thread up tonight, these things, one of them will be going through a hole, another will be going through a slot, etc., etc., etc. So one of these groups of 4 here from each of the colors across will be going through one of these holes. And then I'll be adding these rods in the back. And I'll be using the pickup stick to pick up the next color sequence, the next threading sequence. And that will be tied onto this rod with these Heddle strings. And they loop around your yarn. I'm only picking up, you're only supposed to pick up one, but it loops around the yarn, and then you slide it through. Then you slide it through the Heddle rod, and when you lift the Heddle rod up, those threads will raise, giving you a shed to put your shuttle through. So that's how that works. And this pattern is called a pinwheel. And let me see if I can show you. Let me see. I'm going to try switching my screens and show you what this looks like. I don't know if she's got a picture here. Let me go back. Okay, where is that? Here it is. Now this is a paid pattern, so I really don't want to. I really don't want to open it too large, but let's try this. Let's see if that's going to work. And it did not. So give me one. Yes, Chrome. Thank you. Where is my Chrome window? There it is. There you go. All right, so this is an artist by the name of Kelly Casanova. She is an amazing, amazing, amazing weaver, and she's from Australia. And I joined her teaching group on Teachable, and this is the pattern that I'm doing. It's a little pinwheel, and it's usually done on a 4-shaft loom that has petals and all of that. You tie up the different shafts to the different threading patterns, and that will end up being my Heddle rods. So that is the pattern I'm going to be working on. And let me get rid of that. And I'm not going to show you the content. Hi, Carrie, how are you? I'm not going to show you the content of the course, obviously, because it's paid and I respect her as an artist. But I might have to refer occasionally to her video for the tie-ups. So we're not doing anything at the moment yet, though, other than threading this first heddle. So let me get these rods off of my windowsill because they're rolling all over the place. Okay, so this was warped up. My warp, I have a calculator that I made in a Google spreadsheet that does the calculations for me as far as the length that I wanted. I wanted roughly 70 inches long. Let me make sure I'm on the right camera because, like, okay, yeah, I am. Okay. And like I said, I don't know how I can zoom in, so I can try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know how to zoom in. Hi, Joyce, how are you? I hope you've been well. No, he's actually sitting next to me in his little bed sleeping. I don't know how to make this zoom in, so I apologize. I don't know if I can. Oh, PJ locked that. Let's see if I can zoom in by making the window larger. Yeah, I think this will work. All right, that gets you a little bit closer. So my warp is 3 yards long. And then you multiply 3 yards by the number of ends. And the ends are what you tie onto the back beam. And so I have a total of 246 yards of yarn that has been put on my loom, and you can see back here. Let me see if I'm going to knock something over here. This is my back beam, and you can see that there is brown paper there. You need to separate your warp so that it doesn't stick together, and then you get uneven tension. So I used craft paper. It's a heavy-duty construction contractor's paper. Hello, Little C. How are you? Who else came in? Anyway, so it's wound onto the back beam, and now I'm at the point where I have to thread the first heddle, and you start with the heddle in neutral position. This is up. This is down. And then this is neutral. So you start in neutral. And the up and down only work if you have threads actually in the holes. So this is called, this long piece here is a slot. This is a hole. So my very first step is this. I have 2 salvage yarns that I put on here, and that is because when you're doing a pattern, you may not always be picking up these side threads, and if you don't, you're going to have gaps. and you're going to have unsightly edges. So if you put the salvages in here, then you're sure that you're going to pick this up. And this pattern is in groups of 4. So I have 4 dark, 4 light, 4 dark, etc. all the way across. And let me see. I'm just trying to make sure that no one has any. Your hubby is wearing you out, but he's doing better. I'm so glad. I'm just trying to make sure that no one has any questions because I'm just marching forward here. And I'm trying to sneak in a mouthful of my dinner. So this is the front of your loom. And it gets wound onto this beam here. There we go. And it gets wound onto this apron rod. But before you do that, you've got to cut this. This is all in a loop, except for the 2 salvages. I have it tied in a knot to keep it from getting all messy on me, because I had to carry the loom into the living room to warp it, because I don't have enough space in the dining room. And I'm actually going to wind that up a wee bit, just to get it off the floor. And now it's stuck. There we go. And yeah, I think I can wind it on quite a bit more here. I'm out of paper on the back, so I don't have to do. All right, that's better. All right, so the first step is make sure there's no, just trying to make sure there's no questions. Nobody's asking me anything. So this salvage is not going to do anything other than catch stuff. So that can just hang out there. It doesn't have to. And the same thing for over here. Nothing fancy is happening with that. And I am new, so I'm new to weaving. I've had my loom a week. I've had 2 projects done so far. And the very first thing I have to do is find my scissors. There they are. And I have to cut all of the loops. And I wish I could zoom because I could show you all of our hummingbirds. I've got 2 hummingbird feeders outside my kitchen window here, and I have probably a dozen of them that are on those feeders all day long. All right, so I am just going to find all the loops, and I'm going to cut them. Let's see if I can balance the scissors on there. So, like I said again, this is a pattern by Kelly Casanova. She's an Australian weaver. She has a great, she's on Teachable, and she's got a lot of videos on YouTube, so you can look her up. All right. Let's just cut them and get it over with. I'm being kind of stingy about it. Some people just kind of whack it off and get over it. But this up there, this yarn is so pretty. So I was supposed to have a cleaning lady come today to help me do my floors because Kelly and Brittany will be here on Thursday, and she ended up coming down with strep throat. So yeah, my floors ain't done. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the vacuum upstairs and try and get things done here. All right, did I get them all? No, there's another one. Let's see. I think I got them all. Nope. Okay. No, strep throat. Strep throat. Okay. Did I get them all? I think I did. Okay. Grabbing another mouthful of my dinner. Okay. This is a threading hook. It's two-sided, one for the slots and one for the holes. So these are just getting tied on. I'm not doing anything with them. So I'm going to take the first two, and the first tie-up is thread number 1. And if you look, I know I can't zoom in, and I apologize. Let me see if I can zoom in any more for you. Hang on, make my screen a wee bit bigger so I can see what's going on. This is all I can do for you right now at this point. It's just do that. That's as good as it's going to get. Hi, Janet, my love. How are ya? And I know it's not the professional way to zoom in, but this is a brand new. This is a Logitech Brio camera, and it works really, really nicely. I do like it. But I just plugged it in like half hour before the show. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your first pair and you want to see which thread is the first one. And you want to make sure that they're not twisted. And this is the first one. This is the one furthest to the right. So I am going to be putting that in this hole here. And then I'm done with this group. And I can just fling it out of my way. And then I'm going to do the second one. And again, the second group of colors. Again, I'm going to always make sure that I'm not putting this one over here, because then the threads would cross and you'd have a problem back here getting your sheds to open up. So look at your threads and make sure you've got the one that is furthest to the right. And that is what I am doing. Come on. I'm being a little spastic here. And I'm having issues here. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I love how I teach myself how to do something brandy new on the live stream. I'm just brilliant that way. Aren't these colors gorgeous, Janet? Okay, and now that one is done. So I can put that aside. And then I'm taking the next grouping. Again, looking for the one that is furthest right now. I can see right now that that is twisted. Okay. And that is good. That's the one I want. What is this? This is going to be, hello there, Margie, how are you? Yes, giant cat toy, yes. he actually has decided that he leaves this alone because this is always in my house, and he doesn't bother it. I can leave the thread laying all over the place at night, and he leaves it completely alone. So he's good about that. Janet wants to know, what is this going to be? This is going to be a scarf. And this pattern is a 4-shaft pattern called pinwheel. And it will make little cute little pinwheels that kind of alternate across the pattern. And I did something maybe that I shouldn't have. I used 2 variegated. Now, in Kelly's pattern, she does, oh, for heaven's sakes. In Kelly's pattern, she uses 2 solid colors, and that gets you the best result. But I didn't want to use solid colors because I had all of this luscious stuff. And this is 100% superwash merino wool. It's sock wool. It's from Blue Moon, and I got it probably 15, 20 years ago. Okay. Now that's crossed. That's the first one. Thank you very much. And I'm threading this up in the hole next to the slot, to the right of the slot. Okay. So, and you can make sure that you're doing it correctly by looking at the pattern. You have your dark space, light space, dark space, light, and it alternates, and that way you know that you haven't screwed up. Because yeah, I've done that. Oh, thank you, Janet. I don't know much, sweetheart, about this. I am brandy new to weaving. Like I said, I just took off my second project. So, yeah, I am brandy new to this, but I have been watching videos, watching Kelly, and just absorbing everything I could possibly find on weaving. And I've wanted to weave, and I've wanted a loom for over 30 years. So I'm just delighted that I was finally able to get one. So thank you, Mom. My mom got it for me for my birthday. So, again, I'm a newbie. Okay. Taking the next batch. And that one is the furthest right. So, if you're interested in learning about weaving, check out Kelly Casanova's. Yeah. Thank you, Janet. Janet says, but you're so good at so many different types of, well, everything. I love that. I'll have to remember that. Let me find Kelly's YouTube channel. And just give me un momento, por favor. And I will find her channel and give you a link so you can go watch some of her videos. There we are, Kelly Casanova. There she is. Copy link address. There you go, people. Go check out Kelly Casanova. She is so very, very talented. And she does a lot, she does a lot of stuff on her YouTube channel. And then she has some, some paid content on her Teachable website. And I think it's very, very well worth, checking it out if you are at all interested in weaving, I mean, seriously, you can just go on YouTube and type, you know, rigid Heddle weaving. And that's this, like I said, this is a rigid Heddle, and this is rigid. It doesn't move. On a multi-shaft loom, these are not encased in wood. They are frames that have usually wire or textile. And this, you can't see this here. Oh, let me see. This yarn that is on here is called Texsolve. It's extremely heavy duty, and it's used in the weaving industry, and you can use it to make your heddles or your shafts. Hi, Nikki! And they are loose inside, whoops, I'm sorry. They are loose inside of a frame. So you're threading, you know, either a wire or a textile heddle on a frame, and you do it basically the same way that I'm going to be tying up on heddle rods. You would tie up onto the different shafts. So this would be one shaft, and then there'd be several more behind it. And if it's a table loom, it's not going to have pedals. If it's a floor loom, it'll have pedals, like on an organ. And you can tie up different lift patterns to different pedals. So when you hit pedal 1, shaft 1 and 3 lift. And you hit pedal 2 and shafts 2 and 4 lift. So that's basically how that works. So this is a rigid heddle, and the difference is obviously that it has one heddle. You can add more. I was contemplating doing this by using a second heddle, but the way she showed the pattern, I didn't want to take the chance that I threaded up the wrong sequence to the second heddle. So I'm just going to use heddle rods, and that will, you know, that's the way the whole project's going to be done. So again, I'm just making sure that I'm not crossing or twisting any of these threads, because if you do that, you're going to have problems getting your yarn shuttle through. And it's no more, this is no more work than you know, a floor loom. Some people think that it's a lot more work to do a floor loom, but it really isn't. I'm having trouble seeing this. All right, this is it. This is the one. So it's basically the same amount of work to do this as it is to do a floor loom. All of these threads have to be attached to something at some point. Okay. So this is kind of monotonous to watch. It's kind of like watching paint dry. But, you know, such is life. It's certainly pretty, very pretty paint that we're watching dry. So tomorrow I've got to try and get my house cleaned and ready for Kelly and Brittany, because they'll be here Thursday. And that is twisted. There we go. There we go. That's the only one. And once this is tied onto the apron rod, you can't really fix your problems. You can untie things and fix it, but once you start weaving, you're pretty much out of luck. Let me see what people, whoops, I'm sorry, I kicked the camera. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Where will the completed row show up? Once I'm done threading this, I'm going to tie this onto this apron rod here. And then I have to tie up all of my additional Heddle rods. And then the pattern will start from this point upward. So that's how it works. Exactly, right? Hi, Jenny. Jenny said with music in your ears, it would be a pleasant task. So after the show, if I'm not done with this, I don't think I will be, but I can just turn on my music and just go for it. But so the pattern starts here at the front of the loom, and it will start on this apron rod, and it will get wound. Let's see, I don't think you can see it. Let me back up. All right, there we go. This is the front beam, and this rotates towards me. So as I fill up this section with weaving, I will be rolling this way to advance the warp. And I'll be unrolling it from the back and rolling it onto the front. You understand? Okay. Again, I apologize. Like I said, this is a brandy new camera, and I'm trying to figure out how I could possibly get you in any tighter. I don't think I can. Okay, so I answered Janet's question. So I'm just getting those out of the way. And you want to check your pattern and make sure that it's working out, because this is one of the final opportunities you have to fix any mistakes. So it should be a dark, blank, light, blank, dark, and keep on going. And you just want to keep checking. Take the next group. And again, I'm trying to see which string that's twisted. Okay, there we go. That's not twisted. And I really hope that this yarn is going to work for the pinwheels, because I thought that there was a much more drastic color change, but there is some dark purple in this yarn, and there is some dark purple in the dark yarn. So I'm hoping that the pattern is still visible. Oh, Carrie, you're trying to understand. I'm sorry. And again, you don't want these to get twisted, because if they get twisted, that is no bueno. Are these? Yeah, that's twisted. That's the one I want. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Yep, these colors are just amazing. Like I said, this has been in my stash for a really long time. Okay, not twisted. I'm just excited to finally be able to use it. Because I tried knitting myself socks, and yeah, I have fat ankles. Me and socks don't get along. I'm actually going to grab a mouthful of my dinner here. Before it gets too cold. Okay. Okay, that's not twisted. Um, this is superwash sock yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using. And this is a mill end, so they made the logo backwards, but it's from Blue Moon. And it's 100% superwash merino. And that's it, it's sock yarn. So I'm using that. I'm using an 8 dent Heddle. They come in different sizes. Shack has 5, 8, 10, and 12. But they also have a variable dent Heddle that you can do for art weaving, which is using all different types of yarns mixed together. So you can have many different sizes in the same Heddle. Is that twisted? No. So I'm just hoping that I'm not gonna make a mess here because this yarn is too similar and doesn't show the pattern well. We will find out. Something that's twisted. There we go. That's better. Let me check out what's going on here. Yes, I am going to be using BDN Star. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, I'm going to be using the same yarn for the weft. And I'm going to be alternating the 4 light and 4 dark repeats. So what I'm hoping for is rainbow pinwheels. That's the hope. We'll see if it happens. I might not, we'll have to see how far I can get on the threading tonight. And I may have to take a quick intercession just to check the pattern and see which threads go next. So that may take a while, and I don't know if I'll get it all done tonight. But once I'm done threading through the first heddle, I will be able to tie on to the front apron beam and move on to the heddle rods. So yeah, that's the hope. I'm hoping for a nice bright rainbow. A nice bright rainbow pinwheel. And I've been doing scarves. I have some 8-2 cotton, unmercerized cotton that I'm going to warp on after this for some towels. So I'm looking forward to making some nice dish towels, kitchen towels, bathroom towels, whatever you want. I've got some really bright colors. And I'm probably going to end up doing like a plaid, just a random plaid. That's the outside. See if there's any other questions. I don't see any. Okay. It's nice and cool out. right now. We had a bit of rain. I got tons of green tomatoes, but no ripe ones. I have one that's starting to get ripe. That's twisted. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see the threads. So this is actually working up much quicker than I thought. So maybe we'll actually get to some weaving tonight. Let's see. The Heddle rods are going to be a pain in the neck. And I've never done one, so yeah. The best place to learn how to do something is on a live stream. Yay! This will be the last one that gets threaded. That is this. Here. Okay. There we go. Now what you do is you tie it onto the back, to the apron rod. But I'm going to have to roll it up a wee bit more before I do that. And I just want to stick a piece of scrap paper up underneath this beam. That's going to tear. Hang on. There we go. Just a wee bit of extra paper in between the wraps so I don't have any problems. There we go. And I can go a wee bit more. That should be good. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Hi, PJ! Carrie says, "Oh man, they just let anybody in here." He knows the combo. He figured it out and got in. So I didn't get pizza, PJ, because I ran out of time. And PJ's the guy to know. I could not figure out how to zoom in. So I couldn't figure out how to zoom in, so I just made the picture larger. And it's getting a little fuzzy now. I guess maybe I'm zooming in a wee bit too much. I don't know. But that's about as best as I can do. So I'm grabbing a mouthful of my dinner here. So to tie on, you want to start in the center, and you don't want too many threads in your group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take let's see. I think I'm going to take that many usually like groups of 8 to 10 threads, and smooth them out. And let's see if I can't move this forward so you can see what I'm doing. This is the apron rod, and this is where I'm going to be tying it onto. So I'm going to split this down the middle and put one leg on each side, and I'll show you in a second. Like that. And then I just do a surgeon's knot, which is overhand twice, and then tie it down, okay? And then you just let those strings stay. And then you alternate, you go back and forth, and that gives you the most even tension. And again, you're doing it in small batches. Dropping the tails behind the apron rod, picking them up, and I do have long tails, but that's fine. 1, 2, and snug down. And drop your tails. Now I'm going over here. Let's see. Let me see if there's any questions. Oh, now he changes his account. Okay, so now he's Cranky Crafters. There he is. Switch to the lap. What? Hang on. What's he saying? Oh, you switched to your laptop. I thought you were giving me information on how to zoom in. Oh, cool. Nikki's working on her junk journal. Who else is crafting along with me? Anybody doing anything fun? Nikki's doing a junk journal. Okay. I do like these colors. They are pretty awesome. All right, what are we doing here? Okay. Oh, Margie's going to do some crocheting. Little C's just watching. She's watching what I'm doing. And Jenny's doing laundry. I did some laundry yesterday. I should really take it out of the dryer and put it away, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? What are the chances of that actually happening? When I run out of underwear, I'll go empty the dryer. And then I won't be out of underwear again. Okay. Go over here. Weaving is very soothing. At least it has been up to this point. Not really sure how I'm going to feel about trying such an advanced pattern on this, being so new at it. But we'll find out. There may be some cussing in my future. Jenny says, is laundry fun? And Margie says, more fun than going naked, Jenny. So yeah, that's true. That would not bode well for me or whoever saw me. Oh, I think they may go blind. Okay. This gives you the most even tension. So, let's see if I can, I'll drop those two for the last. What I'll do is I'll continue to work on finishing this group, and then I go back and I tighten them all, and that helps you get the most even tension, so you're starting out correct. So I hope you all had a good weekend. Yesterday was my birthday, and everybody wished me very happy birthday. I'm still trying to get back to answer everybody and thank everyone. But I had a nice quiet day, so it was very enjoyable. Very, very nice. And Sunday was my grandson's birthday, Kelly's birthday, and yesterday was mine. He was my 40th birthday present, and I just think that was like the best present ever. And Ethan and Tucker, the Roden boys, they were baptized at church on Sunday night. It was awesome, very, very enjoyable experience. I think I may do it. So, and then we went out to Chilhowie Pizza and had fantastic pizza with Evans folks were there. A lot of fun. They're fun people. They really are. Okay. Oh, thank you, Margie. Thanks so much. It was a nice quiet day. Okay, so that's the first round. So now I'll go back to the center and tighten it up some more. And that helps even the tension out as best as it can be. And by alternating, you're drawing it up equally. And I'm just using a simple surgeon's knot to hold these down. And these are awfully long tails, so I'll use these tails for fringe when the scarf is done. Did I do this one? No. So I'm giving props to our boys in blue here in Ashe County. There were two wanted criminals who did an armed robbery in Boone, and they were spotted in Ashe County, and there was a county-wide manhunt, and our boys in blue found them. They got them. They are now behind bars. So Sheriff Powell and Sheriff Howell. Did a good job and nobody got hurt. Okay, so there, those are tied on. So you might think, oh great, now we can start weaving. No, we can't. Mama's grabbing a mouthful of cold dinner. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, Margie's birthday is in 2 weeks. Happy early birthday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Little C had a really bad weekend. The shots that she's getting to bring up her white blood count gave her a really bad headache. So if you could all keep her in your heart and in your prayers, she's going for her next chemo appointment on August 8th. I pray for you every day, Carrie, and I will continue doing that. Hi, River City. Cindy, correct? Or Pat? I think it's Cindy. But hello there. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hi, Mark. His Royal Spudness is in the house. Yes, if you're interested in making your own jelly plate, my son and daughter-in-law, PJ and Carrie, did an absolutely fabulous video showing you how to make your very own jelly plate. And I still use the one that they made me. All right, now we're getting to the part that I have to check on. And what I've tried to do is I've tried to put color on the ends of these rods so I know which is which. And I put numbers on them too. So I'm calling this one number 1, and this one is number 3, and this is number 2. There we go. They're not the same size, they don't have to be. All right, you all chat amongst yourselves for a second. I have to let's see. Un momento, por favor.
But they usually...
I got to mute this because I don't want you to hear it. And I have to back it up to the very beginning. Okay. Let me just fast forward here and see what she's doing. All right, that was shaft 1. We got that all done. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me back up quickly. I just want to see what thread she's grabbing. And I'll be right back with you. Because, you know, that's the way I do things. Hello there, CJ. How are you? Yes, PJ, you're just her producer and loving husband. Yes, sir. All right, I just want to see what yarn she's grabbing. I believe it's going to be the second one. Yep, the second one. Okay. All right. Let me get back here to my screen. This seems like way too much work. I'll stick to buy my rugs and tapestry at Walmart. Go right ahead, darling. Go right ahead. I like the process. I'm enjoying it. It is a lot of work. I do, I agree. All right. Oh, you know what? Sorry about that. I want to make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. You really won't be able to see the individual, um, threads, but, and I don't know if I can put this. I can't really put it anywhere else. But this is a good example. This will show you. This is a way you can check and make sure you didn't make a mistake. Okay, and the space in between the thread groupings here is called a shed. And this is the up shed. And you just want to make sure that you've got a dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, all the way through, and that you've had no mistakes. So blank. And some of the lighter colors have bits of dark in them, so unfortunately they get mixed up. So that was my up shed. Let me put it back in the neutral. And I can't drop it down and let it go because there's really no way to do that here. So we're going to be using my first Heddle rod, and that's number 1 that I've got marked, and we're going to be putting it over there. And let's see if I can put this at an angle, and it might make it easier for me. There we go. Now I can do things. Tighten it up. And yeah, you might be able to see what's going on now. Good deal, Melissa, good deal. Okay, so I have my Heddle rod here, and I have my Heddle strings here. And I'm taking one string, and this first thread is my salvage, so I'm ignoring it. The pattern threads are here. So I have the first one, which is in the whole of this first Heddle. So I want the second string in that group, and I'm putting it like this, and then I'm taking my Heddle rod and I'm putting it through there. So when I lift up, this thread here lifts up. So that's giving me a different shed. So now I'm going to the next group. This first one is in the hole. So I want the second one out of the group, and that's this one. And again, picking up my Heddle rod and putting it on. Okay, and then the next group is this here, and I want the second one. And you can actually speed this up if you put pickup stick in there. so I could do that because I got them. All right, let's see. We did this one, so I'm looking at this one and that one, this one, this one. Come on, separate, thank you. That one. Yep, that's it. That one. I must be doing something wrong because this seems to be going much quicker than I expected. Got to be screwing it up somehow, right? I'll discover it after the show. Second yarn. Thank you very much. Second. Number 2. Yeah, that's it. And that's the next one. Next one. And there we go. All right, so that's all of them. So now I can just don't jinx it, I know. Hi, Sandra. I am putting in Heddle, my first Heddle rod. So that's what I'm doing. And I said to myself that I thought that this was going quickly. And Margie said, shush, don't jinx it. Because I could realize after the fact that, you know, Mommy made a big boo-boo. And I'll have to undo it all. So this is just a way of, you know, doing, like I said, multiple shafts and more advanced patterns on a rigid Heddle loom. Granted, it's not as easy as hitting a pedal and have it raised for you, but this is no more work than a floor loom, multi-shaft loom. So that's the next one. Okay. Somebody let a fly in and it's driving. Oh, I hate that, Sandra. I chase them down. I have one of those electric tennis rackets, fly swatters from Harbor Freight, and I zap them. I'll get them locked in a room with me and I will just go ballistic. It's that or the flamethrower. But I usually reserve the flamethrower for spiders. Okay, I'm going to do that one. Just taking a look at the screen to see if anybody typed anything else. And of course it was not you, Sandra, who let the fly in. Because, you know, you wouldn't do that. You're smarter than that. So, of course, it must have been, you know, the hubby. There we go. And I have to fix the tension also because this is pretty loose. Loosey-goosey. So I'm not sure if we're going to have a show on Thursday night because the kids will have been driving all day, and I would like to take them out to dinner and let them relax after a long day. So we'll be on Cranky Crafters on Friday. I know that for sure, but it depends on where we go for dinner and how long it takes. Okay. Yes, the dog did it. It wasn't hubby, it was the dog. Blame the dog. So this warp is 3 yards long and 56 times 3. That tells you how 246 yards of warp on here, and it was going across my living room. I had my loom at one end, and I had my warping peg in Sanjay's workbench at the other end of the living room. Okay, we're almost done with this. Then we'll be moving on to Heddle rod number 2. Oh, Friday you start physical therapy for your back? Oh, you have an EMG test tomorrow, huh? Not looking forward to that. Yeah. I don't like tests. I don't care what kind of test it is, man. If you're asking me to add 1 and 1, I'll get it wrong. I will. It's not that I'll get it wrong, because normally I freak for no reason, and I usually ace tests, but I panic. I actually had a wee bit of a panic attack when I had to take my driver's test here. Not my driving, but you know, the computer test. So yeah, that kind of had me a little bit freaked out. But I mean, I don't see how anybody could have gotten any of it wrong because the test was so simple. Some of the answers were so ridiculously, obviously not correct that the only thing left was the right one. Okay, there. That is Heddle rod number 1. So I can take this stick out. Actually, I can't because my window is in the way. There we go. So now, when I lift this, you see a different set of strings lift up. And let me put it in here, and then you can see, okay? So that's one shed there. And then when I lift this one up, which I can't do right now, take that out, you'll see a different set, okay? Different threads that get raised. Okay, so that is the first one. Now I have to put some, I'm going to need this again. Stay put, please. Stay put, please. Okay, don't stay put. I have to get a couple of rubber bands. I'm very low on rubber bands. Hi, Rosie Pose. So I'm just putting rubber bands on here, and then I'm going to tie a safety rope around this so that, oh, this rubber band's going to break. It's so old. Yeah. All right. And then I tie a safety rope under the rubber bands so that things don't go flying. Let me get my rope. Look out. Huh. Can you move? Thank you. Trying to get Rosie to move. She's having some kibble. Un momento, por favor. Okay. That's what I want. Hi, Dink. I got Dinky Doo and Rosie too. Okay. All right, let me get this untangled here. Okay. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. There we go. Okay, this is a way to avoid accidentes. Now you take a piece of yarn, like so. Hopefully that'll be long enough. And then another piece of yarn under the rubber band. Okay? And then you tie them together. This way, disaster is averted. And I'm just going to tie up a little bow here. Okay? And that saves you a lot of problems. So now we're bringing in Heddle rod numero dos. And I'm going to quickly go check. I believe it's going to be the third one. It's going to be the third one, so I really don't have to check, do we? Let's just get the third one and put it on a pickup stick here and make life a little bit easier. Okay. Come on. Number 3. What we got here? There we go, number 3. Number 3. It's like that Beatles song. Number 9, number 9, number 9. There we go. Which one? That should be it. Come on. Having trouble seeing. A lot of threads here. There we go. And number 3. There we go. Heddle rod numero dos is right here. I really hope I have enough of these Heddles. Let me grab a mouthful of food and check out the chat room, see if anybody had any questions. Okay. So you do the same thing, just different thread. Come on. And then before we start doing any type of weaving, I'm going to make sure that I have all the right strings where they belong. So if you're new to my channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I am retired and this is my only source of income. This is my my art on my website. You can also check out my website and see what I've got for sale. I do all sorts of different types of art. I have paintings and paper tube projects and all sorts of things. You can give the video a thumbs up too, and if you're looking for a bunch of crafting buddies, you can come on over and join me on my Facebook group, The Flock. Mr. Nightbot will periodically put that link in the chat room, and it's also in my video description down below. And I also have the supplies that I use on a regular basis on Amazon links. And it doesn't cost you anything to use those links. It just gives me a couple of pennies if you order something for the referral. Oh, thank you so much, CJ. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. She's in between calls. She's at work. CJ is multitasking. But thank you very much, CJ. I had a nice day, nice and quiet. And Sanjay and I placed an order for a new thing for our tractor that will allow us to use more fancy tools on the tractor. So got that ordered and paid for yesterday. And hang on, I dropped a Heddle here. Okay. Hi, Malia. How are you, sweetheart? I am setting up my next weaving project, and I brought you along for the ride. Hopefully you don't get too bored. Okay, oops, picking up the wrong one. Okay. It is a lot of fun, Malia. It really is, and it can be very, very soothing. So, and what I'm doing is this is a rigid Heddle loom, meaning that it only has one Heddle instead of having multiple on like a floor loom. But I'm using a single rigid Heddle, and then I'm using some Heddle rods with springs to create different sheds for different patterns. This is going to be a 4-shaft pinwheel pattern that I'm doing. So that means that I'll be picking up and raising different rods in different patterns. Come on. So that the yarns interweave and make a pattern. The other 2 projects I did were just plain weave. Almost done with the second Heddle rod here. Oh, everybody's doing, where am I? CJ was having problems typing happy birthday. It kept auto-correcting to something else. And she's saying sad that they feel the need to autocorrect happy. Rocket science at its best. Someone killed the guy that invented auto compute. May he rest in peace. That's funny. That is funny. Okay. So the friendship swap is going to open up again on the 1st. So if you'd like to sign up, please let me know. I posted an announcement in the flock at the very top. So if you go into the group, you can't miss it. It'll be at the very top of the group. And you know, just let me know, because I need at least 20 people to sign up to make it worth my while, and I also need some new blood. So those of you that haven't signed up yet, because I'm running out of unique partners. All right, heddle number 2 is done. So that will lift up different threads. And we will make sure yeah, okay, there's unique threads lifting. I have to put the security thing on that one now. Grabbing another mouthful of cold dinner. And I am now out of rubber bands. So I'm down to using hair bands. Okay. And here is my safety string. I tuck the safety string under this hairband here, and this hairband at the other end. Come on. There we go. And take up the excess. I have way too much here. And tie them together just like I did with the first one. And I'll cut off the excess so it does not drive me nuts. Oh, good, Sandra. Sandra's going to have another bead sale soon. I'm guessing she's needing some supplies. All right, so that takes care of that. Now, the very last one will be thread number 4. So, let's space this out. Here is number 4. Okay. And number 4. Number 4. Come on. Yeah. go. Here's the last one. Right there. There we go. We're ready to do up the last one. No more trays. That's it. Let me stretch my back. Oh boy. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. Okay, I'm trying to see if this is a typo. Shelley typed, because now our brain shave built in autocorrect to autocorrect. I'm just noticing the rust in peas. Yeah. Oh, good, Nikki. I'm glad you're going to join in. I saw that you commented already. Okay. Let's get this done. I'm hoping I didn't make these Heddle strings too long. That will not be fun. They should be okay. I'm guessing. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. So I don't have enough room over at the studio for my loom. And if it's over at the studio, I can't work at it here at night and relax. So that's why I'm filming from here tonight. Tomorrow I gotta make a run to the dump and get rid of, I got so many cardboard boxes, it's not funny. I have to get rid of my garbage and my cardboard boxes, and then I have to go grocery shopping, make sure I have goodies for when the kids get here Thursday. Get some raspberries and nectarines and make another cobbler. What's Jenny doing? Where? Let's see. I'm trying to read the chat room from across the room. Oh, fantastic, Jenny. That's wonderful news. That is wonderful news. The sign up will open up on the 1st. It'll be open until the 5th. And the link to sign up and all the instructions and what the swap is all about and making a swap journal, a friendship journal, all of that information is on the flock. There'll be a big file at the top of the group with a watercolor painted feather. And that is the document that has the information. It'll also have a link to the form. You'll go fill out the Google form. And then the assignments will be posted by the 7th. And you have until the 20th to get your package out in the mail. Hello there, Carlana. How are you? Oh, it is a good cobbler, little C. I have been making this. I get, when my berries here on the farm are ripe, we probably could have picked, if we were really devoted and spent a day picking, we probably could have gotten 100 pounds or more of wine berries. They are very similar to raspberries, but I picked enough of those. And I was in the store a couple weeks before our berries ripened, and I noticed raspberries and strawberries and nectarines. And they kind of were all lined up in my vision. And I said to myself, I bet you that would make a great cobbler. So I bought them, and man, what a great cobbler that was. I took that to Bible school, and there was nothing left. There wasn't a drop left in the pan when I brought the pan home. Wasn't even enough for me to scrape it out and enjoy it. So that was really good. And then I made it again. I think I made it with blackberries. No, I made it with blueberries when Sanjay was here. Raspberries, blueberries, and nectarines, and that was really good. And then I tried raspberries, blackberries, and nectarines. That one didn't turn out as nice, but that was because I swapped out some of the sugar for a ripe banana that I had, and it made the crumble, or the cobbler part, the flour part, almost like a rich, bouncy pound cake. So it was, I mean, it tasted good. It was just different. All right, people, that is that. Now I have to secure that. That is Heddle rod number 4. I can take this stick out and let's get that secured. Oh, blackberry dumplings. That sounds good. So I'll get raspberries, and if they have strawberries, I'll do strawberries and nectarines. And I'll give the kids an option. We can either go to Mexican or we can go to the steak place. Okay, I got 2 more hair bands. And a piece of string. There we go. And then before we do anything, I'm going to make sure that I have no mistakes here. Oh, hands are tired. Come on. There we go. There's that end. Oh my goodness, there we go. All right, so that is Heddle rod number 4. Heddle rod number 3. Number 2. And now I am going to lift this up again. And now I'll see. Let's put this up. Just checking the sheds to make sure that they are good. All right. And now it's 2 floors. That's good. Now, here's number 3. Let's put this down. Okay, that's better. Okay. And here's number 4. Come on now. There. Number 4. I think, and why do I have 2 here? It's this one. That's that one. That's the one thing about these Heddle rods. Uh-oh, Jenny's holding a very heavy putty cat. Mine is out cold. Let's see if I can show you my very messy table. My very messy house. There he is. No, let's see. He is, there he is. He's sleeping in his bed. Okay. Back to this. Okay, I gotta rest my back for a minute. Yep, my dinner is cold. He is cute. He's kind of hard to see back there. Tan cat in a tan bed. You saw his little paw twitch, yeah. He just woke up. His back leg needed a bath. It woke him up. And there he goes right back to sleep. Okay, so I'm trying to think about my next move here. I need some cardboard. And yeah, these will be my leader strips, and they will help put the warp in the correct position. Oh. And you know what I should do? I should fix the tension first. All right. Yeah, it's loose. That's a more better. All right, so let's put this up here like this. And you slide this into the shed. Okay, and I want to catch the salvages. There we go. And you put it down, and then you change the shed to the down shed, which I have to raise this up because it's sliding on me. There we go. Then you put the next piece in the down shed, and it evens things out for you. Supposedly. It would probably do much better if this was shift board instead of corrugated, and if it was straight, rather than looking like it was done by a drunk monkey. But you know, that's me, drunk monkey. Okay. Sorry, I bumped you. Okay. There we go. There. And now I'm basically ready to start weaving. Let's wind some shuttles. I have 2 shuttles. Let me grab my yarn. Hey Linda, how are you? And Lisa, how are you? I am weaving a 4-shaft pinwheel pattern. So hello there, Linda. Different mic position. Yes. And I'm in a larger room. I'm in my dining room. So that, yes, things are different because there's no room over in my studio for my loom. So, okay, I'm going to move this camera a wee bit, and I may reposition it also to see if I can get you a bit more of a close-up. But first, I'm going to wrap or wind off a shuttle. And basically, I just do a figure 8. That's the easiest. And you really can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just alternating it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you do it this way, you can actually put 2 different colors on the same shuttle, which is nice because they're expensive. And I'm going to have to refer to the pattern for a second. I think I know what the lift pattern is, but okay. And I think that'll be enough for right now. Let me do up my next one. So how are you, Lisa? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yep, I got 3 of them here. All right, so that is my dark shuttle. Now let's do the light one. And I have my balls of yarn in a shoebox that I took from Dinky Doo because I figured, you know, he's a cat. He's going to love a shoebox. And I put it on the floor several weeks ago and he just ignored it. So I said, okay, well, it's going to be my yarn box. So I'm guessing Lisa knows how to weave. Yes, you're a weaver. Okay. This is my 3rd project. I did I bought the Ashford wavy shuttle, and that was my first project, and I don't have that here. It's over in my studio, so I'll have to show that at some later date. But that makes a really cool weaving pattern, and if you look at it just right, it actually looks like it's moving on you. It looks 3-dimensional. So, and then I did a three color clasped weft scarf that I have here, and I'll pick it up and show it to you in a minute. I think that's enough to get me going. So let me get the yarn out of the way. Yeah, the cat ignored the box. I don't know. He was not feeling it. Okay, so I am going to grab. Yeah, here it is. No, Dinky. No, dear. No, no. Here's the Ashford wavy shuttle. Hang on. Oh, for heaven's sakes. The Dinky, no. Dinky is getting himself into trouble. But hang on. I can't see what's going on. Things hit my mouse and my screen's changed. So there's the Ashford wavy shuttle. And wow, it's really cool. So let me put that away and then I'll show you the clasp weft that I've done. Remember, and I've seen Kelly do the wavy stuff just with a cardboard shuttle too, so that was cool. So let me get the clasped weft. Yarning Cats is too much temptation. Well, he's been good because I keep my loom here at the house, and he has not gone after anything, any project. So here's the clasped weft that I did. I just kept rotating the 3 colors. And it looks nice. It came out really nice. And I love the little nubbies where the joins are. It makes it feel like braille. And it's quite long. And I have a lot of fringe. I was waiting for my fringe twister, and I got that today. So I'll be twisting that up. And let's see. I guess I'll start with the dark. Check the tension one more time. That's actually feeling good. Oh, I know what I have to do. I am going to quickly check the pattern. Just give me un momento, por favor. Come on. I just want to see. You're wanting to weave a ruana? Oh, yeah, definitely. I got the 25-inch shacked flip. That's what I ended up getting. All right, so let's see. Are you going to give me the lift patterns? I know you have them. Okay, so here we go. So the lift pattern is shafts 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and 3 and 4. Those are my lift sequences. You have an 18-inch rigid heddle? Oh, that's nice. Oh, you have a floor loom too. How many shafts is it? I've been thinking I might get a larger one at some point. Four shafts, yeah. And then you can vouch that this method, getting set up this way, is no more convoluted than setting up a 4-shaft floor loom. I think if I was going to get a floor loom or a tabletop loom, the minimum that I would get is an 8-shaft. I have a couple of quilting frames, Jenny. Mine are round though. I don't have a big one. Yeah, see, the floor loom is harder, yeah. I'm just resting my back and actually finishing my dinner here. All right. So, I think I might have to, yeah, I don't know. It might work. I may have to move things a little. I have a dilemma here, trying to see my screen and see my pattern. Your back is why you had to stop weaving? Yeah, my back is shot also. So I've been there, done that, sweetheart. I definitely know what you're going through. All right. All right, so I have my chat room available, and I can see what's going on there. That's a pretty good view, I'm guessing. It's about as best as it's going to be. All right, so now let me get back to my chat room. Okay. All right, we're going to do this, guys. All right. So the first sequence is 1 and 2. So that means that I'm lifting both the first heddle and the second heddle at the same time. So there should be pairs of 2 at the top here. If there's 3 or only 1, Mama has screwed up. And I see all 2s. Correctamundo. That's up. Dark light. This is filling a titch on the there. I just want to make sure I'm not screwing this up. All right, 1 and 2. There we go. Ding. And I'm sorry if my hand is in the way. I'm just checking to make sure everybody is where they belong. And they are. Okay. So here goes nothing, people. Here we go, flockers. These sheds are going to be smaller than normal sheds. Here we go. Now before I pull this out, I'm going to make sure that I got it all. All right. Okay, what's the dealio here? All right, I don't think something's right here. That's why you check and double check and triple check. Your dad made you a loom? Oh, that folded up and slid into the window area. That's really nice, Jenny. I have a quilting frame that was my grandmother's. Oh, wow. It takes up the whole living room, yeah. Hello, Laura, my love. How are you? Yep, we just finished threading up the loom, and I was getting ready to start my pattern, and I'm just trying to make sure that there is no boo-boo, because something didn't look right to me. So I'm just going to check that before I start. And I think everything was, this is what's bothering me. This does not look right. I don't believe it is. There's something fishy happening here. This is one. And I need to put something under that so I can see what's going on. Yeah, it's only my third project too. And that's my problem. I never do anything small. I've said this before. The first knitting project I did was a fisherman knit sweater with 14 patterns in it. It took 6 weeks. All right. Here's the first. And there's no room to put paper under there. That is my selvage. So we have a hole. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Yes. Yep. Uh-huh. 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 Yep. Okay. Just checking. Because once you start, it's kind of hard to pull it all apart again. Come on. All right, that's good. That's good. All right, now shed 2 should be the second string, and it is there, and now there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Very good, very good. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. It's kind of like being an accountant and you're desperately looking for that 15 cents. I'm just making sure all my cents are where they belong. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, and okay. All right, now let's look at number 2. Number 2 should be the third one in the group, and that's 1, 2, and let's put this in neutral. What are we doing here? That's the selvage. That is the third. That's third. Actually, I'm wondering if this is twisted. Which one is this on? Okay, this one too. That is the third. So that's this one. All right. Let me take a look here, guys. That's number 3. Okay. That's looking correct. Right, because there's number 4. There's number 4. Number 4, there we go. That's looking better. That looks a little better. Alright. 1, 2, 3. That's number 4, yes. That's number 4. I'm twisting a couple of them here. Yeah, that's a little twisted. Okay. And this is the last one. And that is the salvage. Okay, that's good. Oh, my back is not happy. Let's see what Lisa's got to say here. You'd be pulling your hair out. I'm just going to take it slow and do it one string at a time. That's the only way to do it. Yeah, it's always best to check several times before you start, because you don't want to start weaving and realize later 10 rows in or something, or 10 repeats in, that you've got a mistake. See, and Lisa says that she doesn't think that she's ever warped her floor loom without having to correct at least one mistake. And if I have to, I have to. Now this is number 4. So that should be the 4th in the group. That's my salvage. And that is, see, now, that should be, that's number 4. And that should not be there. It should be there. I seem to have a twist in it. But the twist is back behind my leaderboard here, so it should be okay. That's number 4. That is number 3. This is number 4. There. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Why are there 2 getting picked up here? That's number 3. This is number 4, and that's where it belongs. This is number 4, and that's where it belongs. That's number 3. Number 4. Okay, that's correct, mundo. And this, yep, that's correct. That's correct. That's number 4. That's number 3. That's number 4. And that is, there we go. Now it's not twisted. That's number 3. That's number 4. Come on. That's number 3. Okay. That's good. That's good. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So we have to lift 1 and 2. Maybe do a couple of rows of plain weave. It will help even out your warp. That's a good idea. I think I will do that. I was thinking about it, but then I said no. I'll just you know. I'll just do some. Well, now how do you do some plain weave on this? Because I can't pick up every other. I can't pick up every other one. It's just part of the deal. Yeah, it is. Yeah. My only thing is I don't know how to do a plain weave now with this setup. Oh, good night, Jenny. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. You have a good night. All right, I'm just going to fly into it, I think. Oh, I can't, dum. Pick up the second. There. Let's just make sure we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 and 2. There we go. And of course, yeah, there's that issue. Okay. And I am going to pick up the salvage on that end. Okay. And put that in the neutral position. If your first heddle has the threads in the slots and eyes, it doesn't give me a plain weave. It's not even. I have when I threaded the first heddle, it was 1 in the eye, 1 in one slot, and then 2 in another slot. So it's not going to give me a plain weave. But I can put it in the downshed and just do it and see what happens. It's going to be uneven, but it's okay. That's okay. There, that's kind of straightening things out a wee bit. And I'm going to put this tail in here. Actually, I'm going to catch the salvage. My salvage is getting messed up. All right, here. Let's see. Just burying my tail here. This is not easy to get to here. Just pinch and lay that down. Yeah, it'll still help even out my warp. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do another, I guess I'll do another 2 rounds. I can always pull that out and use it to do my hem stitch. Where's my warp? I'm going over it. All right. I think I'm going to do one more going back. And that did not catch. So I'll catch it this time. And then we'll start the pattern. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. Where's my handy dandy beater? There we go. I think I'm ready to start. This one's driving me. My salvages. It's giving me a bit of a hard time here. Just spread it out a wee bit. There we go. All right, so let's do this. The first lift sequence is number Heddle rod 1 and Heddle 1. And I hope you can see what's going on. And now the next one is 1 and 3. That's up, and here is number 3. There we go. Get this around the camera. And this is my salvage. So I would like to catch that. And I'm just trying to make sure my colors are correct here. There we go. Making sure I don't have any more than a pair of each. And under the salvage. That's 2. And I think I need to tighten this up because it's kind of loose. That's better. Now the lift sequence is what kind of I am using. Here it is. Let me switch screens so I can see what I'm showing you and make sure it's not blurry. This is what I'm using. It is Blue Moon, but it's a mill end, so their logo is printed backwards. It is 100% superwash merino, and it's sock wool. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Okay. So the next one is 2 and 4. Let me get back to the chat room here. I've had this stuff in my stash for probably 12 years. I got it at the, oh wow, I got it at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival like 12 years ago. Boy, oh boy, is my dinner ice cold. Whew. Okay. Two and 4. So I gotta pick up 2 sticks at once now. I'll pick up this one and this one. And did I grab my salvage last time? Under my salvage. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That was 1, 2, 2, 2, and under my salvage. Okay. Oh, come on. And I'm just using a fork to beat things down here. And it's probably going to take me a couple of repeats before we start seeing the pattern. All right, so now my last sequence, lift sequence, is 3 and 4. So that could be this one and this one. Okay, let's make sure we've got enough yarn unwound here. And we have 3 and we have 4. And I want to go this. All right, so what's going on here? Let's see. 4. There should be 2 here. What's going on? This one should be going up. And it ain't. It's this one. And where's the other one? Oh, there, see, there is a mistake. I have Heddle rod 4. Okay, this is incorrecto. So it's always good to look and check. This here one, she is a wrong. That's no good. Okay, you come off. And 1, 2, there's 4. 4. So this is numeral 3. And that one is not on that or that. So that's where it needs to go. Okay, let's fix this. Let's get this fixed, people. There we go. This is so much more better. As my daddy would say. Okay. Get the safety line back on here and retied. And get back to business. Yeah, right? At least it was at the end and not the middle. Come on. There we go. Okay. So I got to rest on my back a wee bit. And now let's try that again. There's number 3. That's some more better. And I didn't pick up I did pick up number 3 already. All right, the first row is going to have a boo-boo. I can always undo that at the end. That's better. I knew it looked off. Okay, let's do this now. 2, 2. Hold the phone, people. I got another one. Yep. Okay. I got another one. And it's in the middle. Yeah. All right. Let's try it one more time. 2, 2, 2. And then there's just one here, and it should be, there's nothing. There's nothing holding this. Yep, I missed one. Yep, I missed it. Okay, look out, Dinky. Come on, get down. Go on, come on. All right. Okay. It's I find it a very pleasurable experience. My problem is Cheryl. Um, I don't do anything easy. So yeah, this is an advanced pattern meant for a floor loom or a table loom with at least 4 shafts. So I'm doing it on a rigid heddle. So not a beginner's pattern, but oh well, that's me. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I think I'm going to end it here. And because I have to take the third heddle rod apart and start over. So I may unweave what I've already woven just to fix it, because I know that there's one row with a mistake and I'm not happy about that. So I think I'm going to end the show here so you don't have to watch me rip my hair out as I fix this. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please give the video a thumbs up before you leave. And if you are looking for lots of new friends, come on over and join us on Facebook in the flock. We're having a great time over there. We're going to be having another friendship swap that's going to start in 2 days. So I will keep you all up to speed on where I am with this project, and maybe I'll show it to you again on Tuesday and let you see what the progress that I've made. And I'll post pictures to Instagram and the flock. And you can find the links to Instagram and the flock down in the description box down below. So yeah, so like I said, leave a kind comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, and please do subscribe. And I will let you all know if I'm going to have a show on Thursday. It really depends on what the kids want to do after driving all day. So I will let you know. I'll post whether or not we're going to have a show on Thursday. If not, I'll see you on Friday on Cranky Crafters over on the Cranky Crafters channel. So y'all have a great night. I love you all. I pray for each and every one of you every single day. And it means the world to me that you love and support me on this show and on Facebook and on Instagram and on all the other various places that you can support someone. Check out my website for Curiously Good Art. And I will see you all very, very soon. I love you all. Good night, flockers.